chaos in Kansas City. We're following breaking news of 3 Kansas City police officers shot in the line of duty. Our team is covering every angle of this shooting, showing you what happened at each scene. We start with 41 Action News reporter Nick Starling, who is live where it started at the Skyview Motel. Nick?
Well, Tom, the scene is now clear as investigators spent hours scouring through this area as 2 officers were shot by that suspect.
It was very frightening.
Lester Kelby took cover in his Skyview motel room as he heard gunshots for about 20 seconds.
In my bathroom. That's the safest place you can go, when stuff like that happens.
Another motel resident who didn't want to be identified tells us what he heard.
Just a boom, a bang, It sounded like a loud firework, okay? But you could tell it was gunshots. I ducked. I had to because I wasn't going to get shot.
Police say it all started here around 12:15 at the Skyview Motel, where undercover and tactical officers were conducting an ongoing investigation when the suspect with a rifle shot 2 officers.
I seen there was officers outside that was rushing to their cars and everything, and wasn't for sure that it was a police officer hit or someone got shot or anything like that, but pretty much we knew it was something going on.
Then the suspect ran off, and police found the suspect's vehicle a short time later. Crime scene investigators combed through the area looking for evidence. The undercover officer's vehicle with a bullet hole through the passenger side window was towed hours later. Now we talked with some other residents here at the motel, and they didn't notice anything suspicious last night or this morning. Those 2 officers remain in a hospital in stable condition. Reporting live, Nick Starling, 41 Action News.
Now we've been told the 3 officers shot are recovering at Truman Hospital. All 3 are expected to survive. The officers have not been identified, but the suspect was shot and killed during a standoff with police just 2.5 miles from where it all started. That's where we find 41 Action News reporter Belinda Post, who is live near that scene at 27th and Van Brunt. Belinda?
Tom, behind me is where police were basing out their investigation. It's where we learned that that suspect had been shot and killed, and it's where we learned that the 3 detectives who had been shot would all be okay. That suspect, just before 1:30, actually led police to 30th and Topping. That's where officers asked us to get the word out to neighbors to stay away from windows, to take other safety precautions, lock their doors, and stay inside. At this point, 2 officers had been shot and taken to the hospital. When police got there, they started canvassing the neighborhood. People in their homes saw SWAT team members and tactical deer right outside of their doors.
I told my daughter, which lives across the street, to stay inside, leave the doors locked. And then I was in my back room and I heard gunshots, several of them.
Within the neighborhood right to the south here that we were looking at places where he could have been. One of those places just popped up. We didn't know he was there. He just popped up all of a sudden and engaged the officer.
There were 3 exchanges of gunfire between the suspect and officers at that point. That's where the 3rd detective was shot in the arm. They are all expected to be okay. At this point, police have not identified the suspect who was shot and killed. Reporting live in Kansas City, Belinda Post, 41 Action News.
Police closed a portion of I-70 for more than half an hour right after the 2 officers were shot at the motel. Both directions came to a stop between Van Brunt and Manchester. You can see some of the traffic right here. People called 911 saying they spotted a man in the middle of I-70, forcing police to shut it down. Listen as police respond to those calls.
We're receiving a call, I-70 in Van Brunt, eastbound by the median. There's a male matching the description, armed with a gun.
If so, call out everybody. Call out TAC, call out K9, everybody you can think of, if it hasn't been done already, please. We have everything shut down, I-70 south of 40 Highway.
I-70 in Van Brunt, westbound by exit 6, black male dreads, white shirt, gray pants. He was running across the highway, jumped the concrete barrier, and then into the woods. Looked like he was carrying a gun. They think that he was the party that shot the officer.
Police reopened the interstate after locating the suspect. Officers have not identified the suspect, but confirmed the suspect was a person of interest in the deadly shooting of a UMKC student at a restaurant more than a week ago. 41 Action News reporter Kat Reed is live where that shooting happened. Kat?
Tom, 25-year-old Sharath Koppu worked here at Jay's Fish and Chicken Market. He's just trying to do his job on July 6th when police say a man came into the business, tried to rob it, and ended up shooting and killing the UMKC graduate student in the process. Just yesterday, friends and members of the UMKC community came together for a vigil to remember Koppu. The native of Hyderabad, India, was working on a master's degree in computer science. And those who knew him best talk about his positivity and his willingness to help others.
He's a jovial person. He always has this smile on his face. There is no moment without a smile on his face. He always, coming to the academics, he always goes to the extra step to make the thing look more better and beautiful.
And the day after Koppu was shot, Kansas City police shared this video of the suspect. Police have not yet confirmed this man is the one who shot 3 officers and was later killed today. And Crime Stoppers was offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in this case. Anyone touched by the tragedy is invited to bring a card or sign a book at the UMKC Administrative Center through Thursday. At that time, they're going to send that all to Koppu's family in India. Reporting live in Kansas City, Kat Reed, 41 Action News.
Just into our newsroom, we're hearing from Kansas City's Fraternal Order of Police about today's shooting. In a statement, they say today's events, which led to 3 of our officers shot, is another reminder how dangerous the job we do can be. We are extremely grateful all 3 officers are expected to recover. Lots of details and locations to follow with all this, though. Just to recap, police say 2 undercover officers were shot at the Skyview Motel that's just north of I-70 near 40 Highway and the 435 interchange. Police say the suspect then sped off just 2.5 miles away near 30th and Topping. Police found the suspect's car. A block from that, a 3rd officer was shot. The suspect was shot and killed during that exchange. This is still very much a developing story, and you can download the 41 Action News app for push alerts and access to the latest details as we learn them. It's free for Apple or Android phones.